Good morning, Sakshi. Sakshi, can you hear me properly? Am I audible clearly? Kindly text me. Okay, thank you, Sakshi. Hopefully, your physics class is over, right? Yeah, but students are yet to turn up. There's no student except you, so that's really worrying. After the test got over, they've stopped coming online. Sakshi, let me wait for just 2-3 minutes and then I'll begin. In the meantime, I'll show you your marks, Sakshi. Sakshi, you can check your mark. You have got 28, Sakshi. It's a good score. Sakshi has scored 28, followed by Navya with 27. Navya with 27. Vedant with 27. And then you can see here these three only, you, Navya and Vedant, 28 and 27 respectively, and then 24, others are 24, there is no 25, 24 only. Okay, so hopefully, Sakshi, you were able to see your marks. Good morning, Navya and Kanchan. Please be on time, dear students, otherwise it's difficult for me to sort of, complete the course in this month. I'm planning to complete your course this month itself. So that will be difficult if you do not come on time, because I cannot extend my class also, because I've got another class after your class gets over. so I cannot extend my class at the same time. Therefore, you've got to come, sharp at 11 o'clock, and if not 11, at least by 11:05, so that we can begin and finish it off. I need minimum 40 minutes to be able to finish it properly. Okay. So anyway, Kanchan, I'll show you your marks. Navya, you might have seen by now. This is your mark. This is Navya's. And Sakshi, I already showed you. Sakshi has scored 28 mark. Navya 27, Vedant 27, and let me show you the mark of Kanchan. So Kanchan, this is your mark. Kanchan, this is your mark, 23 you scored, and from commerce the highest mark is scored by Sania. Sania has scored the highest mark. Okay. Ankit Pandey was absent. Sania got 27 marks from commerce. Riya Tyagi is 25. And as you can see, Ritu Misra is also 25. Then it's all 20. Then Rajbir also 25. Rest not so good. But Rajbir 2 times is written. I don't understand. 2 times. There is something wrong. I have to check his paper once again. There is something wrong, I think, with Rajbir. Okay. So, dear students, let me begin my lesson. See here. As you can see here, dear students. Okay, so as you can see here, Mr. Lamb is trying to motivate Derek so that he develops self-esteem, he develops self-confidence. Master Derry seems to be having very low confidence level because of the circumstances, because of the fact that people people stay away from him, people make derogatory remarks about him, people make mocking remarks about him. So his circumstances has made him feel low. Okay, so he's developed low self-esteem because of his burned face. Okay, because of his acid burned face. So Mr. Lamb is trying to console him and trying to give him some confidence. So what kind of confidence is giving? Lord, boy, you have got 2 arms, 2 legs, and eyes and ears. You have got a tongue and a brain. You will get on the way until where you want, like all the rest. And if you chose and set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. Okay, so see, this is very much motivating statement. Okay, on the part of him, on the part of Mr. Lamb. Okay, very much motivating statements on the part of Lamb. What is saying? If you chose and set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. And let's see, Derry says how, show me how, or tell me how I can do that. Same way as I do. Do you have any friends? Derry is asking. Hundreds. Mr. Lamb says, I have hundreds of friends. But you live by yourself in that house. It's a big house too. Mr. Lamb says, friends everywhere. People come in, everybody knows me. The gates always open. They come and sit here, and in front of the fire in winter. Kids come for the apples and pears, and for toffee. I make toffee with honey. Anybody comes, so have you. Okay, so like everybody else, you have also come. Like everybody else, you have also come. This is what Mr. Lamb tells Derry. Okay. Next you see, but Derry says, but I am not afraid. I am not afraid of you. Okay, I am not afraid of you. Derry says, I am not afraid of you. Okay. Certainly you are, so far as I am concerned. What have you done to make me think you are not? Derry says, you don't know me, you don't know where I come from or even what my name is. Mr. Lamb says, why should that signify? Do I have to write all your particulars down and put them in a filing box before you can be a friend? This is all formalities, not required, okay? I can know your name later on. Now that you are with me and I'm sparing my time with you, so that's sufficient. Okay. Derry says, I suppose not. No. Derry does not agree with him at this particular point. He says, I don't think it's so. Mr. Lamb says, you would tell me your name if you chose and not if you did not. Okay. Derry says, only it's Derek. Okay. You say, my name is Derry, only it's Derek. But I hate that. Derry, if I am your Derry, if I am your friend, you don't have to be mine. I chose that. Okay, because Derry has become very much pessimist. That is why he is thinking like that and saying like this as well. If I am your friend, you don't have to be mine. Okay, I chose that. Okay, I do not. What Derry means to say by this is that Derry does not want a reciprocation in friendship. Okay, Derry says that I can be your friend and you have every wish to not to be my friend. I don't mind. Okay. So Derry does not want reciprocation in friendship, because he knows that some of the friends continue their friendship with me, some of the friends ditch him. That is why he is stating such a negative statement. Okay, Mr. Lamb says certainly. Derry says, I might never come here again. You might never see me again, and then I couldn't still be a friend. Mr. Lamb says, why not? Derry, how could I? You pass the people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. It doesn't mean they are friends. Okay. Derry says, you pass the people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. It does not mean they are friends, isn't it? They are not friends. Okay. So this is Derry's statement. Let's see what Mr. Lamb says. Mr. Lamb says, doesn't mean they are enemies either, does it? No, they are just nothing. People, that's all. Mr. Lamb says, people are never just nothing, never. There are some people I hate. Derry says, there are some people I hate. So where does his hatred come from? His hatred comes from the derogatory remark or the mocking statement that they make in front of Derry, okay, about Derry. That is why he has developed some kind of hatred for some kind of people. Mr. Lamb says that they do you more harm. That would do you more harm than any bottle of acid. Acid only burns your face. Okay. So he says that do not hate anybody. Okay. As an elderly person, Mr. Lamb is giving some advice to Derry, saying that you do not keep that feeling of hatred inside you. Okay, you do not keep that feeling of hatred inside you, because if you breed hatred inside you, in that case what will happen? You will continue to live with with that hatred in your mind. That will eat you up from inside. Therefore, it is more dangerous than the acid, a bottle of acid. So he said, acid only burns your face. But hatred, if you breed hatred in your mind, that will burn you, from inside. Okay, that will burn you from inside. That is why probably he is, motivating him and asking him not to, have hatred for anyone. Okay. So, Sania, good morning, Arti, Kanchan, Navya, Sakshi. Okay. So, girls, please stay connected. Okay, let me finish this today. I'll try to wrap it up today. So, please stay connected till the end. Okay. So, now you see, Mr. Lamb says that, okay, Mr. Lamb says that or request or kind of an advises Derry not to breed any kind of hatred in his mind, because hatred causes more damage to a human being than a bottle of acid, because a bottle of acid will ruin or will cause harm to a particular part of your body. But if you breed hatred inside you, that will cause a very devastating damage to your own mind, to your soul, to your personality. That is why do not have any kind of hatred for people. Do not have any kind of hatred for people. Okay, Mr. Lamb, they do you more harm. Okay, this over. Now Mr. Lamb, like a bomb only blew up my leg. Okay, like a bomb only blew up my leg. There's worse things can happen. You can burn yourself away inside. Okay, so he said that you can burn yourself away inside if you breed or feed your mind with some negative thoughts. Then that will eat your mind from inside. Therefore they are more dangerous than a bomb injury or a kind of a acid injury. Derry says, after I would come home, one person said he would have been better off stopping in there. In the hospital he would be better off with others like himself. She thinks blind people but blind people only ought to be with other blind people, and idiot boys with idiot boys. Mr. Lamb says, and people with no legs altogether. That's right. What kind of a world would that be? Mr. Lamb says, at least there would be nobody to stare at you because you weren't like them. Okay, so the problem is like Derry has quoted the statement of somebody here. You can see he would have been better off stopping in there. In the hospital he would be better off with others like himself. So this is Derry is quoting the statement of somebody else. Okay, so they think that a certain section of the people in the society, they think that they think that like Derry like boy should stay in a group of their own. Okay, very like boy should stay with boys of his kind. Understood? They should not be a part of mainstream society. Okay, but Mr. Lamb, being the mouthpiece of the author does not buy this particular idea. Why? Because Mr. Lamb thinks that even physically challenged person and all kinds of people with physically challenged feature, or you can say mentally challenged feature, everybody is an integral part of the mainstream society. So that is what Mr. Lamb is trying to preach to Derry, saying that you have nothing to worry because your only one part of your face is burnt, not everything. So you have a complete whole body. Okay, you are a very much part of the mainstream society. But Derry says that there are some people whom I hate because they think in this manner. Okay, now Mr. Lamb is making fun of the statement that somebody has made. Okay, and people with no legs altogether, means people with no legs should also live together. Okay, that's right. Mr. Lamb, what kind of a world would that be? At least there would be nobody to stare at you because you weren't like them. Okay, so Mr. Lamb says, you think you are just the same as all the other people with burned faces just by what you look like? Okay, so this is very important, dear students. Mr. Lamb says, you think you are just the same as all the other people with burned faces? Okay, even with two people having similar burn injury, you can say on the face, they will be different because their personality will be different. So Mr. Lamb does not buy the idea, okay, does not buy the idea or does not agree to the suggestion or the statement said by Derry that people of similar feature or people of similar categories should stay together. Mr. Lamb says no, even physically they might be physically identical, they might be grouped by means of physical characteristics or physical features, but inside everyone is different. Therefore, even if they stay together in a group, okay, they will not gel well. There is no guarantee that they will do well or they can make friendship, because what happens, they might be physically similar, but they are mentally or from inside they are different. No two people are identical from inside. Okay, therefore Mr. Lamb says this statement. So you think you are just the same as all the other people with burned faces just by what you look like? Okay, everything is different. See, he says everything is different, everything is the same, but everything is different. He says everything can be same, everything can be different. That's all your own perspective, what point of view you are looking at per people. Okay, he's saying, how do you make all that out? That he says, how do you make all that out, like everything is different, everything is same? Mr. Lamb says, watching, listening, thinking. Okay, you need to have a very keen sense of observation. Only through observation you can identify. So watching, listening, and thinking. Next, I would like a place like this. A garden. I would like a house with no curtains. Mr. Lamb, the gates always open, but this is not mine. Everything is yours if you want it. What's mine is anybody's. So Mr. Lamb says everything's yours if you want it. Okay, whatever I have can also be yours. Okay, and then he says what's mine is anybody's. Okay, because Mr. Lamb doesn't have any liability. Mr. Lamb is all alone. Okay, so if he gets a similar person, or if he gets someone who is good at heart like Daddy, he can make him stay there also with him. Okay, so he is very liberal person, altogether. Daddy says, so I could come here again, even if you were out, I could come here. Mr. Lamb says, certainly you might find others here, of course. Oh, Mr. Lamb, well, that needn't stop you. You needn't mind. It would stop them. They would mind me. When they saw me here, they look at my face and run. Okay, the Daddy is still pessimist. Okay, he's saying they would mind me. When they saw me here, they look at my face and they run. These people run after looking at my face. Understood? So it means that Daddy says that even if I come to stay with you, people will come to visit your garden. They will run away by seeing my face. It means Daddy has still remained negative. Okay, he has to be positive. So this transformation of thinking, okay, transformation in the form of positive thinking will be given by Mr. Lamb actually. Okay, Mr. Lamb is a kind of a teacher for Daddy. Okay, so let's find out what happens afterwards. So next you see, Mr. Lamb says they might not. You would have to take the risk. So would they. Okay, he says that they might laugh at you, they might not. They might run after looking at you. They might not run also. Okay, that all depends on the situation. That all depends on that particular person also. Daddy says no, you would run away from me after seeing my face. You might have me and lose all your other friends, because nobody wants to stay near me if they can help it. Okay, so this is a very sad statement, very pathetic statement on the part of Daddy. He says you might have me and lose all other friends. So if you make friendship with me, you might lose your friendship with others, because they will not come to meet you when I am there with you. Okay, because nobody wants to stay near me if they can help it. Okay, so this is what has happened with Daddy. Mr. Lamb, I have not moved. See, I have not moved from you. Daddy, no. Mr. Lamb, when I go down the street, the kids shout, "Lay me lamb," but they still come into the garden, into my house. It's a game. They are not afraid of me. Why should they be? Because I am not afraid of them. That's why not. Okay. They say, did you get your leg blown off in the war? Certainly. Okay, so dear students, here you can see Mr. Lamb is also handicapped actually. What has happened? One of his legs was blown off in the war. Okay, one of his legs is not there actually. Okay. Derry, how will you climb on a ladder and get the crab apples down? Then, oh, there's a lot of things I have learned to do and plenty of time for it. Years, I take it steady. If you fell and broke your neck, you could lie on the grass and die if you are on your own. Mr. Lamb says, I could. You said I could help you. Mr. Lamb, if you want to, you can help me definitely. Derry says, but my mother will want to know where I am. It's 3 miles home across the fields. I am 14, but they still want to know where I am. People worry. Mr. Lamb says, people worry. Derry says, people fast. Okay. Then Mr. Lamb says, go back and tell them, Derry, it's 3 miles. Mr. Lamb, it's a fine evening, you got legs. Derry, once I got home, they would never let me come back. Mr. Lamb says, once you got home, you would never let yourself come back. Okay. Mr. Lamb says, once you got home, you would never let yourself come back. Okay. Like you may not feel like coming back. This is what Mr. Lamb says. Derry says, once I got home, they would never let me come back. Means his parents might not allow him to come back. But Mr. Lamb says, I think you yourself will not come back. Okay. Derry says, you don't know what I could do. Mr. Lamb, no, only you know that. Of course, I don't know, only you know that. Derry, if I chose, means Derry says that if I chose to come, I can come down to you once again. Nobody can stop me. That this is what Derry means to say. Mr. Lamb, if you chose, I don't know everything. Boy, I can't tell you what to do. Then you see, Derry, they tell me, Mr. Lamb, do you have to agree? I don't know what I want. I want something no one else has got or even ever will have. Something just mine, like this garden. I don't know what it is. Mr. Lamb, you could find out. So, dear students, do you understand what does Derry say here? What does Derry say here? Derry says that he wants everything that is his own. Okay, something no one else has got or ever will have. Okay, something just mine, something which I can call mine. Like this garden, I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it is. Derry, how? Mr. Lamb, waiting, watching, listening, sitting here or going there, I'll have to see to the bees. So Mr. Lamb says, reading a person's mind, okay, understanding a person requires time. You need a lot of observation. So you have to be watchful, okay, watchful to be able to understand people. Derry says, those other people who come here, do they talk to you, ask you things? Some do, some don't, Mr. Lamb says. I ask them, I like to learn. Derry says, I don't believe in them. I don't think anybody ever comes. You are here all by yourself and miserable, and no one would know if you were alive or dead, and nobody cares. Mr. Lamb says, you think what you please. You think what you please, because even both of us are not same. Okay, my thinking will be different from yours. Derry says, all right then, tell me some of their names. Tell me the names of some of the people. Okay. What are names? Mr. Lamb says. Tom, Dick or Harry. It could be anybody, X, Y or Z. Getting up, I am off down to the bees. Mr. Lamb says, I am going after the bees. I think you are daft crazy. Mr. Lamb says, that's a good excuse. What for? You don't talk sense. They says, you are not talking sense. Mr. Lamb, good excuse not to come back. And you have got a burned up face, and that's other people's excuse. Okay. You have got a burned up face, so that is other people's excuse. Might be your parents' excuse or your neighbor's excuse. Okay. You are like the others. Derry says, you are like the others. You like to say things like that. If you don't feel sorry for my face, you are frightened of it. And if you are not frightened, you think I am ugly as a devil. I am a devil, don't you? Shouts. Mr. Lamb does not reply. He has gone to his bees. Derry quietly, no, you don't. I like it here. I like to stay here. I like your company here. This is what Derry says. Pause. Derry gets up and shouts, I'm going, but I'll come back. You see, you wait, I can run. I haven't got a tin leg. I'll be back. Derry runs off, silence, the sounds of the garden again. Next you see Dear students, something has happened to Mr. Lamb, it seems. Something has happened to Mr. Lamb, you see. The turn of events, okay? Because after so many days, or maybe for the first time, Derry was able to meet a man who understands him, meet a man who he enjoys talking with. But by the turn of events, something happened. Okay, you see here, Mr. Lamb is dead. It seems. Mr. Lamb to himself, "There are my dears. That's you, sin. That's you, sin too. Ah, we all know. I'll come back. They never do. Though not them, never do come back. The garden noises fade." Okay. So Mr. Lamb says to himself, "There, my dears. That's you, sin too. Ah, we all know. I'll come back. They never do, though not them, never do come back. The garden noises fade." So it's not that Derry feels lonely alone. Even Mr. Lamb feels lonely. Okay. Sometimes people come, sometimes people don't come. So he's sharing the same kind of loneliness that Derry is having. Okay. Now let's find out Derry's house. Derry has already gone to his house. Derry says, "Mother, you think I don't know about you think I don't know about him? You think I haven't heard things? Derry, you shouldn't believe all you hear." Derry says, "You shouldn't believe all you hear." "Been told," Mom says, "been told, warned. We have not lived here 3 months. But I know what there is to know, and you are not to go back there. You are not supposed to go back to the place from where you have just come." Derry says, "What are you afraid of? What do you think he is? An old man with a tin leg, and he lives in a huge house without curtains and has a garden. And I want to be there and sit and listen to things. Listen and look." Listen to what? Derry, be singing, hymn talking. Okay? Hymn talking is something that Derry enjoys. "Mother, and what's he got to say to you? Things that matter, things nobody else has ever said, things I want to think about." See, how do you know that Derry has developed fondness for Lamb? By Derry's conversation with his mom. By Derry's conversation with his mom, we come to know that Derry has already become impressed. Derry has already become impressed by talking to Mr. Lamb. That is why he is saying this to his mom. He says things that matter. He talks to me only something that matters, that nobody has ever talked to me, or nobody has ever said to me. Things I want to think about. The thing that I want to think about is something what Mr. Lamb also shares with me. That is why I enjoy his company. I would like to be there with him once again. Mother says, "Then you stay here and do your thinking. You are best off here. You don't go outside. From here only you think what you are supposed to think." Next. "I hate it here." Derry says, "I hate it here." "Mother, you can't help the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things, and say them. I don't blame you." Okay? Mother says, "You can't blame the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things. If you go outside, it is not good for you." And say them, "I don't blame you." Okay, I don't blame you. It's circumstances, people. Okay, but still, I prefer you to stay here. It's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. Okay, just because when I go to spare my time with Mr. Lamb, that's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. That is why I enjoy his company, because he never cares about whether I have a burned face or I have a beautiful face. He doesn't care about that. That is why I have become inclusive in his company. That is why I want to go there. But here, somewhere else, there is always a kind of an awareness in me. Okay, people always remind me of my handicap. People remind me of my face. So there, in the company of Mr. Lamb, there's nothing to do with my face and what I look like. It's an open conversation. I feel more inclusive in the company of Mr. Lamb. That is why I want to go there. I don't care about that, and it is not important. It's what I think and feel and what I want to see and find out and hear. That is important. Okay, Daddy says, I think what is important is something that what I want. Okay, what I want to see and what I want to find an answer of. Okay, and I am going back there only to help him with the crab apples. Okay, only to look at things and listen. But I am going, mother, you will stop here. Oh no, because if I don't go back there, I will never go anywhere in this world again. So with this statement, you can understand, dear students, how much has Mr. Lamb influenced Derry so far. The door slams, Derry runs panting, and I want the world. The door slams and Derry runs panting, and I want the world. I want it. The sound of his panting fades. Okay, panting means the heavy breath out of tiredness. Whenever we inhale and exhale very rapidly, that is what is panting all about. Scene 3, dear students, last scene and very small scene. Let's quickly do it. Mr. Lamb's garden sounds, the noise of a branch shifting, apples thumping down, the branch shifting again. Mr. Lamb, steady, that's got it. Steady, that's got it, that's it. More apples fall, and again that's it, and a creak, a crash, the ladder falls back. Mr. Lamb with it. Mr. Lamb has climbed the tree with his ladder, and in the process of plucking the crab apples, his ladder has slipped, might be, or his ladder could not keep the balance, and along with the ladder, Mr. Lamb also came crashing onto the earth. Okay, came down crashing onto the earth. The ladder falls back, Mr. Lamb with it, a thump, the branch switches back, creaks, then silence. Derry opens the garden gate, still panting. Derry, you see, I came back. You said I wouldn't, and they said, but I came back. I wanted. See, Derry could not, initially understand that he is dead. That is why he went up to him and said, you see, I came back. I wouldn't, and they said, but I came back. I wanted. Then Derry says, he stops, dead silence. He stops. Dead silence. Mr. Lamb, he runs to the grass, stops, kneels. Mr. Lamb, is all right, you fell, I'm here. Mr. Lamb, is all right. But the boy does not even realize till now, okay, that Mr. Lamb has died. So he is just wailing in front of, grieving in front of, Mr. Lamb, trying to draw his attention, saying, it's all right, you fell, I am here to look after you, Mr. Lamb, don't worry, it's all right, I am there. But Mr. Lamb is dead, he cannot hear. And then the silence, the story comes to an end. I came back, lamb, I did come back. Okay, Derry begins to weep when eventually Mr. Lamb did not respond. Okay. So, dear students, that's about this lesson. So, those of you who are present, very few of you though, tell me, what is that we have learned from this lesson? Okay, what is that? What kind of a, message does the story give to us? Okay, what kind of a message does the story give? The story gives us the message that the physically challenged people or mentally retarded people, okay, can be very much a part of the mainstream society, okay, because they might be physically challenged, or they might be somewhat mentally retarded, but they are human beings, so they should not be left isolated, otherwise they develop low self-esteem and low confidence. Therefore, the writer gives us the message in this story that like physically challenged persons are a very much integral part of our society. We should learn to accept them as they are, okay, and not as they should be. Understood? Because all are creations of God. Therefore, the writer conveys us the message that everyone in the society has equal right to live with one another. So they are, yes, Navya, thank you so much. Society should help them. The mentality of the people should undergo a tremendous change. Derry became so very much pessimist just because of the derogatory comments or the sarcastic comments that he got from people around. Therefore, he has become even more pessimist or dejected. So that is what is the message. People should learn to extend their helping hands to those people. People should learn to welcome those people, okay, welcome those physically challenged people, so that they feel invited. If whenever they feel invited in the mainstream society, then there is no low self-confidence in them, there is no low self-esteem in them. So this is what is important, okay. The physically challenged people, mentally retarded people, they are a very much integral part of our mainstream society. They should be included in our mainstream society. And Mr. Lamb is the mouthpiece of the author here in this story. So with the message of Mr. Lamb, Master Derry has become a changed personality. Now Master Derry is feeling invited in the company of Mr. Lamb. It's just because Mr. Lamb does not make any derogatory statement to Derry, and Mr. Lamb likes him, likes Derry from the core of his heart. Understood? That is why Derry, in spite of his mom's prohibitions, okay, came down to meet Mr. Lamb. So this is what is important, okay. This is what is important. We should learn to live with everyone in the society, and even if we come across some people who are a bit different from the mainstream people, we should not pass funny comments at them or make derogatory statements at them. Otherwise their self-esteem becomes low, their confidence becomes low, and they lose the zeal to live in the society, okay. So that's all about this lesson, dear students. So please do come in the next class. We are going to start a new lesson, and as and when my notes for these outgoing lessons are over or notes are ready, I shall keep sending you the link. You can note down on your English notebook, okay. So thank you so much, dear students. Let me sign off now. Thank you for staying connected throughout the end. Have a great day.